All right. Hey guys. So I wanted to give you some updates on what we're working on and some of the new features with order flow. Uh, Lots to show you. So one of the new features that we've got going on right now is a new liquidity um, panel, which kind of gives you a mini DOM of positioned right next to your footprint. So what this enables you to do is to have it, instead of having a separate window, which you can do, right? We've got, like, you can actually launch a DOM window and have a full window with the DOM, right? But that can get very cumbersome. So we're putting it in line with the footprint, and I really like it there. I've been doing some great trades, just having everything in one window, right? We've got a new feature, by the way, on the pop-up DOM, which allows you to switch contracts. What you will have to do, though, is you will have to take Market Analyzer and add some kind of series. You have to subscribe. Ninja requires that you subscribe to some series in order to actually show it, right? So you can't just choose a contract unless you're subscribed to the series, because technically this is an MNQ DOM. So I think some of these will not load without the series being subscribed to. Yeah, there you go. So you get a little pop-up error if you do that. Let's see if RTI runs. Yeah. So this is the RTY, sorry, the Russell. So you are getting, it's it's pretty quiet right now, but this is the DOM, right, for RTY, and you can switch to NQ, which is the big brother, right, for MNQ. And, but I don't particularly like NQ because the orders are, they say that this is where the institutions place their orders, but to me, it seems always very quiet, right? You'll see MNQ gives you more of a book you can look at, right? And ES, well, ES has the most volume of anything. So ES is a good measure of where things are going. Anyway, so this, some of the features that we have here are, what I've done is I've put our cumulative delta indicator below our footprint. It's the same. It's packaged in the FIOrderFlow indicator, but this is the cumulative delta, and it is set to delta bars, right? And then this is set to cumulative delta, right? And it is set to a session and time of the RKH close. So this provides a really just a simple way to look at cumulative delta, whereas this actually shows me the bars, the magnitude of the bars. And it's very close to what's rendered on the footprint itself. So I like it as a visual gauge, something like this, right? It's bigger than all the other bars, just instantly shows, hey, there's potentially a bullish move setting up right here with the delta increasing, etc. Goes flat, then, right? Some of the new features here too are the wall and various options you can remove, right, with the inline DOM. Got that all customizable. the bit depth. And then one of the things which I really am a huge fan of is this right here. And we'll probably allow you to customize the placement of it because I actually want it near the bid ask ratio. But this is a 1 minute aggregation of bids and asks on the book. So to me, this is for day trading. I find this invaluable because depending on your subscription, your NinjaTrader subscription, market data, you're going to get a certain amount of depth that you can see on the limit orders, right? So this provides me, I like this because this provides me just a nice visual guide of where the book stands. And right now this is, well, this is balance, right? 4-4, right? And it resets after 1 minute and it can be configured. It's the bottom info bar. It is I think it's cut off here, but you can set it to 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, right? And it's just a quick guide of the book. Because looking at this, well, you know, you can get a little confused because right now you don't know the exact numbers. You just see, hey, there's depth here, and you know, if you're not a tape reader, this just kind of gives you a quick glance at what's happening here. The book, well, this is the book bias multiplier. It is the distance weighted bid ask ratio over the top 10 levels. So it's kind of showing you like aggregating the depth here of the bids and the asks and giving you who's more aggressive right now, right? Yeah, so that's a really cool feature. Been using this successfully. This is trades per second, and this is the rolling average trades per second, and then the volume. This is the current bar volume plus the net delta, and it's the total contracts traded since the current bar opened and the delta. So it's kind of like what's happening with the live bar as it's forming, right? So, and yeah, so nice little utilities here. This was not you could not do this with Ninja just due to frame rate. So it's only available on the D3D 11 GPU renderer. It just won't work. It's not, NT's not fast enough. You can kind of, let's see if we can put a default render. Oh, we don't even allow it. Okay, fine. So yeah, so you just won't get the frame rate, and the books, it's way too fast. There's like 30 to 60 seconds, 30 to 60 updates per second, right? So the renderer, Ninja's renderer is not going to be able to do that, right? And you'll see that most DOMs add-ons, they're not using Ninja's renderer at all. They're not using a normal chart. It's a custom Windows application. Anyway, so yeah, so more on the footer. We've got footer themes. So you can, you know, if you don't like that, you can go to light mode. We've actually got an entire light mode for this. Custom backgrounds. We've got a row order if you don't like, you know, if you like max delta above here, you can reposition max delta above delta, do whatever you want, right? So we're, let's see, we'll put this back below. Yeah. And then we've got a bunch of other things that you can put on here. Ratio, COT high, COT low. I don't want to get too much into that, but these are also pretty interesting, the way Commitment to Traders works. I encourage you to read about it if you're going to play around with some of these properties. You've got styles, so you can set, you know, if you want everything on Heatmap, which I kind of like, right? Just doesn't give you too much coloring. You can change some of the, you know, if you don't like that, you can change like the solid sometimes, and all kinds of customization options, right? Um, there's you can do a heat map with different grays and, you know, if you like whatever you like, right? We've got a help panel which kind of shows some of the options in the cells, right? An explanation because some of the nomenclature can get kind of complex. So we've tried to explain it here, but I'm sure there'll be more questions. And then we've got a extreme delta highlights on min-max delta. Yeah. So let's go here. We'll take off a lot of these. Yeah. So let me have a sleebos. And each candle does have a corresponding signal, which will can go under here. But you know, we've left it here, right? If you actually want to read all the different signals that are happening here. This is a pretty nice, actually a pretty nice move here. Negative delta, negative delta, negative delta, positive delta, right? And then flips right for a nice little scalp, right? So a lot of this is for that kind of trading. You know, I like to look at the moving averages on the cumulative, right? You can see this respecting these moving averages. And this theme actually is just, it's a high contrast theme, but it really just matches the same colorization and it's aggressive delta, right? So this is delta that is in the upper 90, I think it's the 95th percentile of the delta closing strong. So I like it like that though, to make it distinct from the delta bars, right? So yeah, so we've gotten quite a few changes here on this. Let's see, we've also got some new features on the bar styles. So this is going to be kind of hard to show you. Let's see if I can. This is a 30 range chart, but you might be able to see it. So what I'll do is I will put the tick aggregation at 1 so you can actually see the entire profile. And then we'll do just regular bid ask, right? We've all seen that. This is an imbalance profile, a volume profile, a delta profile, a stacked profile with just stacked imbalances, right? I kind of like this because seeing all the imbalances in a 30 range, yeah, sometimes can be much. We've got regular volume profiles. We've got an imbalance profile, which again just shows you the imbalances. And then we've got a delta profile, bipolar delta, a delta heat map, cumulative delta trail, right, which is more about the actual trail of the delta as the bar was created, right? And then we've got just imbalances, right? Filtered with delta, right? So lots of ways to look at the profile. Bar size, and one of my favorite features, which we're still kind of experimenting here, is the auto aggregate text. So what this is going to do, especially for like MNQ, where the there could be so many different levels that it hit, right? Depending on the price. You know, and each one of these is an individual price that was on the ask, right? So I really just want to look at the summated text, but I do want a profile at a tick aggregation of 1. So auto aggregate text, I don't think I'm saying that right. Auto aggregate text. We should probably change the name of that. But yeah, so it tries to aggregate the text so it's actually readable, but it preserves the tick size of the profile. So huge fan of that because I want to read the text, but at the same time, I don't, I want to see the profile really, but I still want to read the imbalances. So you can still see stacked imbalances, but it's a tick aggregation of 1, but it's aggregated so you can read it. So yeah, that's about it on that. So the inline DOM, yeah, you can see it. And so right now you can kind of see, well, it was a little bit the ask, right? When the ask starts increasing and going, you know, 5x or 1-to-5 ratio, that's usually a sign of heavy selling, right? Right now, the bid, so there's more bidders than what's available, right? So you have people more interested in buying, but this is, I still consider this pretty balanced right now. It's not, this isn't extreme, but when it goes green, it'll go, that's when it goes green, that's when you're saying, hey, there's more bidders right now, so there's a potential that that we're going to go bullish, right? But again, I am not recommending. I'm not a financial advisor, but this is what we have noticed. So yeah, so right now we're getting some aggressive delta prints, right? So then the ask, right, kind of increases, right? So, but again, this is the book, right? It is not market orders, okay? These are orders, these are resting orders, okay? You know, they can push price up with limit orders, you can push price up with market orders, but aggressive, market orders what move a market. So, something to be aware of. Yeah, a little bit of analysis here on NQ, which I thought was interesting. So let's look at the, look at the 15-minute. Yeah, so this was very interesting, I thought. This is the 15-minute chart on MNQ, pretty much identical to NQ. We had a change of character. You can kind of see it here, right? I can turn off, let's turn off the IB for now. We'll turn off levels. Yeah. Of FVGs. Yeah, we'll turn all those off. Okay, yeah, so we did a change of character here, and then 50% retracement, and look at where we got to, right? We got so close, 29,757. That was almost a perfect measured move right there, right? I actually was in this short. The move up here, though, I will say probably caught a lot of people off guard, right? So yeah, so that was a nice short here. And then we went into a major 4-hour support zone here. And this isn't the market structure indicator. it's, yeah, very productive zone. 6 bosses originated from this zone. So relatively strong, right? And on the TPO, let's see if we can bring this up on the TPO. The TPO was very interesting, actually, because from a value perspective, right, this is a profile which, this is the RTH session, right? Very bearish. And we can look at the split profile, yeah. So this on the split profile, A period and B period, right? Left a selling tail up here from the overnight, selling tail over here. In P period, it filled a little bit of A periods, filled a little bit, right, but left a tail here. Okay. Then this hung around at the 50%, and then we just dropped, right? Dropped like a rock. And where do we land? Imagine you're not even using candlesticks, right? We take out this buying tail, right? You can kind of see it right here. Take out this buying tail, and then we end up in this binding tail. And then we bounce, and we bounce actually pretty hard. Yeah, so right now, though, if you look at the composite profile, let me restore that one. Go back to blocks. If you look at the composite profile, this is a rolling 5 days. It's actually looks a little bit balanced, right? Rejected prices up here, and now they're rejecting prices below the value area low of the 5-day composite, right? So anyway, so yeah, as far as trading this, I mean, on the 2-minute, this was, you could have just pressed buy and sell. It didn't take a genius to take some of these trades. The volatility was nice. So yeah, so this is the overnight. So we had this measured move here, came up for a retest at a bearish boss zone, and this probably trapped a bunch of people. That's why it's so that's why traders get caught off guard all the time. But it came up for the retest, chopped around, went into a squeeze, and then dropped hard. That was let's see. I don't exactly how much it was, but squeeze fired about there. Yeah, just, if you took it up here, it's still what a nice trade, right? Or you took it here, right? Still a really nice trade. $2,000 on a full size mini. Micros, not going to get all of it, of course, but yeah, very nice trading here. And then let's say you knew that, this right here, let's take a look here. Look at this zone right here. And we didn't hit the zone perfectly, right? We got into the general area. It's actually marked on a 15-minute. But this is a bullish chotch zone that created, yeah, 49 events, multi-session magnet, major HTF zone, marked right here. 37 breaks of structure after this zone on the 2-minute. So very strong zone in this area. And yeah, right? Squeeze First move up usually fails. Change character. Multiple breaks of structure. I mean, it's a 4-hour zone, right? And the nice thing is we come back to the delta. I mean, it was pretty clear, right? Delta confirmed. This is the RTH session. Probably a little more confusing, but nice drop, right? Delta, and this is this is showing you the aggressive bars in the delta. All right, so anyway, so yeah, so nice trade in here, easy when it's volatile, right? But yeah, so the book is as you can see, we're moving up. So the bids, right? Bids moving up. You've got aggressive delta bars coming in on the 30 range. Yeah, so we just pushed out this release. Let me know what you guys think. If you're new to footprint trading, let us know any questions. There is a full help manual that you can access that has as much information on all the individual signals, even things like one-sided buyer, which some people call max delta, min delta. Very interesting signals in a footprint, right? And so we've done our best to explain what that is easily so you can see, like, what is the significance of this, right? How bullish is this, right? So, but for me, I really like trading some of these pops in the RTH session. It's been great, Imbalance is here and getting the aggressive delta coming in with volume, right? Volume here. So yeah, anyway, let me know what you guys think. And yeah, check out our website. There's a free trial, 5 days. And if you need to extend the trial, let us know. Anyway, have a good night and talk to you later. Bye.